G'day from WA. Hi, this is Julie. Welcome to my channel. Today I thought we might do some Lotta. I thought we might do some more pages. I'm going to do as many as I can. I've organised a few so that we don't have to spend hours looking for things. If you don't know what my Lotta journal is, for my new subscribers, it's a journal that I started last year based on the lovely Lotta. Lotta was a famous actress in the 1880s, Lotta Crabtree in America. And this is actually Lotta. This lady is just not, it's just a vintage image that floats around. But this is actually Lotta, and the other side of the journal is going to be about Lotta, but I ended up starting on this side because I hadn't decided how I wanted to do the other side of the journal. But that's actually Lotta. And so what happened was they would have these cabinet cards that printers would print up. Apparently they used to collect cards back in the day, you know, sports cards, actors and actresses. So she had all these photographs done, or they took photographs of her, and then she either was used in advertising because she used to love smoking cigars. So they used to so this brand used her in their advertising. But these are all pictures of Lotta, and possibly cabinet cards that might have been ordered by companies to sell as souvenirs in their shops. I had ordered some ledger papers from Donna from Cottage Craft, and in the list of these ledger papers it kept saying 12 Lotta cards, 12 Lotta cards, and others 100, and then it'd be miscellaneous. And so then my whole journal has become based on this ledger paper. Okay. And I've been making this journal, you know, since sometime last year. So anyway, I've made a couple of little changes. I had a different card here, or we'll come to it, but I didn't like it at the front. So what I've chosen was, because this journal side is Lotta's friends, and this is actually a real cabinet card. So these are the kind of cards they would have ordered with Lotta on. I don't have a Lotta one, and they did have some on the internet, but they were like $60 odd just for one card, so I wasn't going to pay that for my journal. But I did manage to get these, a few cabinet cards. There was only 2 or 3, I think, in this pack of postcards. I think I paid about $5 each for these, but it's very sturdy, it's very thick. But yes, this is the kind of thing that they made. The photographer, you know, would create these, and so they're bigger than postcards. And it's Miss Marie Tempest, who was an actress in the same era as well. You know, she could have been one of Lotta's friends, and she certainly was an actress from that era. So I'm having her at the front to signify the Lotta's friends aspect. And I've got a few pages ready. So I'm just going to do some decorating. Basically, it's not going to be anything, you know, technical or complicated, even though that's actually hard to say. We're not going to do anything hard today. So this was part of my Shabby Chic challenge, I think. And so this girl in my Shabby Chic collage challenge was Thumbelina, because we had to do a children's book, children's character. So she's actually Thumbelina, but I sort of made her into just a girl sitting in the lawn, dreaming of whatever. And so this, I just found this in my stash, left over from that. It's on the other side of the page. I was going to cut their wings off because she hasn't got her wings on here. However, I sort of thought this butterfly matched those wings. She's kind of like dreaming. She could have been dreaming of her fellow, or she's waiting for him to come and visit her. I don't know, but anyway, here's her fella, and her dream was, you know, to run away or fly away with the man of her dreams. So she could be just dreaming this, that her man, you know, her fellow arrives, and because there's butterflies in the garden, you know, it comes into her dreams, and she develops wings, or she grows wings, or the butterfly gives her their wings, and they get carried away to live happily ever after. So that's the dream. we're going with that. So this is the bit of the pink that was used over here. So I just thought, well, I'll tie in some of the pieces. So we're just going to have a bit of a similar collage. For some reason it tears in a straight line. Not really too sure why it does that. Okay, so yeah, it's been a fun month, hasn't it, with new challenges. We've got the collage challenge coming up soon, February 2nd. March 2nd. We've done February, so if you haven't seen February's collage challenge, then check that out. And then we have on March 16th we have the Doodle challenge. So, and in between, of course, in between all of those we have Marguerite Miller always. So plenty to see and do. And then in between, when I get time, I try to get some Lotta journal done. That's what we're doing. We're really making a concerted effort to get some Lotta done. I'll have a little bit of that poking out up there. It'll look like I did both pages at the same time. Ooh, that's quite whiffy glue. It smells like Fabri-Tac. And because there's plenty of lace, we're going to, I should probably put it on this thing, and we are going to use glitter glue, I think, for the edges. That might have been a little bit thicker because it's going on lace. My glue dried up. I need to change the topper. Alright, so that should be that done. She's flying away with a fella in her dreams. Don't know if it's real or not. Real to her. There we go. I think that's finishes off that double page quite nice. This page here, I didn't really know what to do with this page because it's very busy. So I'm just going to be really simple about this. I just want to cover it with lace. However, this particular bit of lace, like neck, it's just neck curtaining, is very white. You probably can't see it too much in the if you do it half and half, maybe you can see the difference it makes. It just tones it down a bit. And also what I was thinking was I might turn this into, it's going to have this one on the other side. This is the card that was on the front originally when you first opened the book, but I'm moving it over this side. I'm going to turn this into a bit of a belly band, and she's going to tuck in there hopefully. But I do want to take it down a notch. So what I thought was we'd use this skin coloured one so that it's not too grungy coffee. So I'm just going to, alright, I should be back when I have inked up this. Okay, well that, I can see it in real life. You can see bits here and there on the white, against the white. You can see that it is slightly colour, but it's so slight. What I thought maybe we'll do, I'm going to try it on a corner first. Maybe we'll just add some colour. Got this, ooh, opera pink. Let's see how bright that is. Maybe a bit too bright. I've got my trusty cardinal, I use a lot. I've got this cinnamon, it sort of comes out pink. Let's try that. I don't have a pink dauber, but I'm wondering maybe a brush dauber might work better. It might be the same as the other one. No, it's a, yeah, I think that's more the colour what I was going for. But yeah, and I think the brush is going to work better. So you can see it's got patterns, flowers, sort of flowers and butterflies. So we're going to aim for those. It's really quite subtle, isn't it? Alright, so what I might do is tone down the white a bit. So this is actually the cinnamon, not the bisque. The bisque was a bit too pale. Take off some of that white. Oh, I think it looks a bit more older now, a bit without being grungy. Like old wallpaper now, isn't it? So that's kind of like going over there. Move this back to the middle. And this was going here, so we just need to ink this up. That's going on there. And that's going to tuck now. Not too sure that that's going to be thick enough. So I think we're going to have to back this. Okay, just put it on some quite thickish copy paper, you know, like thicker than normal copy paper, 125 or something, 120. So I'm just going to put some gold around the edge. Alright, so we're just going to stick that on 3 sides. Okay, so yeah, I've trimmed this up a little bit. I'm going to take the rest of it off when I've glued it down. Not sure that it's quite as vintage as I wanted. It's still very bright pinkish. So now I am going to try a bit with my coffee dyed. I didn't want to make it too dingy. Let's practice with a piece of leftover and make sure we don't make a mess of it. We meaning you and I, you know. Maybe because it's thinnish, or you know, it's not got much substance to it. And if I don't do it everywhere, let's see which we prefer, the brownish one or the not so brownish one. I think the brownish one. Okay, all right. I'm happy now. We can go ahead and add some, not everywhere, just here and there, to kind of vintage it up a bit. That'll work, because this card's been vintaged. It's had been coffee dyed on the edge. But I didn't want to do it straight away in case it was, you know, well, I mean, I've got more of this, I'm sure. Curtain material is it comes in tons, doesn't it? Let's buy a, I think it might have been, I don't know if this one was the neighbour's curtain that she was going to throw out. I'm like, no, I'll have it. Give it to me. What do you want it for? So you end up with this whole giant piece of net curtain. So it's nice to use a big piece of it when you've got tons of it. Yeah, it's still very subtle. So I'm going to go a little bit in here. And we might find something we want to put on here in you know, later. We'll see. At the moment it's just going to be this card and that lace. I think it's quite pretty. However, I might have liked to have a piece of that lace on here as well. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, for the moment, let's put this down. What to put it down with? Because this glue is quite thick and gluggy. I don't really want thick, gluggy bits of glue all over it. Tricky. You might have to try glitter glue on the bits of pattern. Oh, this could take a while. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, so I did that. I glued it down. I used glitter glue on all these little pieces, and then I used this fabric glue around the edge. Okay, so I quite like that, how that's turned out. I might actually prefer to have a nice bit of a lace edge to go over the edge of that. But we'll see. Yeah, it's just got some nice texture and just turns that into, you know, a real vintage looking piece of sort of fabric instead of a piece of scrapbook paper. So I like that. However, I do now think this looks a bit stark because that's toned down. So I did find another piece of the same stuff. So I thought I might just add that here. And I think that looks quite smart, and then that will go over the top. But we've got to tuck it underneath, so it's a shame we didn't do it before. And we've got to try and make sure the glue doesn't show through. Let's think of these things after. So maybe we'll do it this way. Right, so we're going to have to cut that in there. Yeah, cut a little notch to get it underneath. It won't go all the way underneath, so it's just going to go like that. Okay, so we're going to try and put a thinnish layer of glue around here. And remember not to close this book up too soon, because otherwise it's going to glue these two pages together quite easily. And some dots of glue on these flowers, I guess. I seem to make things tricky for myself. Pop it over here. Done that. Now we're going to cut this off. Okay, bit tricky because it's trying to glue itself to that, but I think we've done it. Alright, now we might just have some lace on the edge of this page down here, I think. So I'll be back when I've found some lace and give it a chance to dry off a bit too. Okay, so I think the easiest thing is or the best thing to use is the same lace that's on here, so that it ties in, and this flower on this corner, and then that'll match those pages up like a match set, and something a bit brighter. I guess I found a little piece of something that's similar to that, some of that textured paper. So I'm just going to glue that down. I think this one's done. I might have to put some paper between, yeah, like baking paper to stop it all from sticking to each other. Okay, so we're going to pop that in there because I've got glue on both sides of this and I don't want it to glue to each other, but I want to carry on working, so that. So I've got this. So we did this page in the Can You Say Napkin challenge. It turned out really nicely, didn't it? This one I pieced together about 5 different napkins and then used pastels to blend it all in and all that sort of stuff. But I thought we might just do an easy version this time. I do like the idea of the napkin on this vintage paper. It looks really nice. So I've got this one on the other side and I've got this napkin here, and of course I've got blue over this side, so pick this napkin. But I'm just going to make it simple. There's not going to be a whole, you know, 5 different pieces collaged together. I picked one that's got a beige background. It should completely disappear into the page. We're just going to get rid of the layers. Yeah, as I say, I find them really easy to pull apart. If you don't, then you can use sticky tape. This is only a 2-ply tissue, a napkin. I like to keep those in my basket. I want to go right to the edge, but I also need to go to the edge of this paper, and it just touches that rose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the blue to the edge, and then I'm going to water edge it. I don't really want the crown. I'm going to water edge it down here. However, I'm not going to do it on that because that's real ink. So let's do it on this. Alright, now I'm going to use a really small brush because I don't want too much water and I want a fine point. That one there looks nice. Alright, so really thin and small brush. I may have to dip it in a few times to get it done. But I want to go around that crown. Alright, so I'm just going to do it glue it down with glue stick. I'm going to go there, just past the red line, and then up to that squirrely bit, and then down the middle, in the middle. Hopefully that'll work. Now you do need to get plenty of glue on and try to get it everywhere or you'll have bubbles. This is not coming out blue. It's really weird. Once it starts to get, you know, if you leave the lid off, it apparently goes white. It doesn't come out blue anymore. Isn't that weird? Where did the blue go? That's bizarre. Okay, I don't even understand the concept of how it goes on blue and then disappears. So I'm going to make sure I get this edge down. Probably should have taken the white edge off and then it wouldn't matter so much, but that seems to be okay. Okay, and then just smooth it up to the edges. Looks like I might need to add some glue. There we go. Doesn't that look pretty? I love it. Yummy. And really, you don't need to do anything else to that, I don't think. Why add more? You can even see the writing through the napkin. Yeah, we should have called this the Rose Journal. It's a little Lotta Journal. Lotta must love roses. I'm going to assume she does, because we have a lot of roses in this journal. Now I haven't got anything planned for this side just yet, so we'll think about that. So same thing with this. While we're doing napkins, thought I might just have, I don't want to cover up the Lotta paper because this is the Lotta, but there's a blank space here, so let's cover that up. We'll put something pretty in its place. So I've got this bit of napkin. I'm sure there's a piece somewhere and I don't think I used it, but I can't find it at the moment. So we're going to use this one. It's got the straight edges on this side. I want to keep one butterfly, so again we're going to water it out. Brush doesn't hold a lot of water, but I don't want it to have too much water. Now we could put it onto a card and make that a pocket. Should we do that? I think we might do that. I was going to put it straight on the paper, but I've changed my mind. Let's find something to put it on. Trim that up a little bit. And then we're going to make a kind of a shaped pocket following the pattern of the flower around the butterfly. Okay. That's going to be the pocket. I'm not sure that I like the butterfly. I like the butterfly, but I'm not sure if I like it on this pocket, so we might just... Okay, so that's going there. It's quite floppy though. I didn't put it on very thick paper. And what I'm thinking about putting in here, I saw in my stash some tall flowers similar to this. So I'll be back when I find them. So these are the ones I found that I thought went quite nicely with that, different flowers. So I can turn these into tall tags and back them with this new card I got. I picked these file folders up. I just thought they'd be like a set of 5 from Collage, and I thought that they would be ideal for backing for Lotta, for pink or blue. So we're going to go with pink. So I'm just going to stick these to this and make them into tags. I'll be back when I've cut them out. Okay, so I've cut those out, and so we're going to glue them onto this and then cut them out. I always do this. I might like to leave a little bit of a pink border around it, so I'm going to have to cut the tops off first. Alright, so I'm going to pop it in there, and then we'll cut a little edge around it. So now we've got big tags. Don't know if we need 2 now, we might only need 1. Okay, so I just don't know if I should put this onto some pink card to make it a bit more sturdy. Maybe give it a little border. I think we'll do that. I'll let it glue out. Just to make sure it stays stuck. Just going to give it a little border. Okay, and then it'll match the card quite nicely, I think. And then just we'll put it right on the corner to give the page some more sturdiness. So we use art glitter glue. Now, how much do we want it to be poking out? Okay, so to the second word of that sentence, whatever that is. Let's start with that. So it's there. And plenty on the side to give it some structure. Luckily my corner is fairly square. So it's glued on, so we have a tuck. Shouldn't go down too far. Now I don't see, when you put an eyelet in and then tie a tie, it is quite bulky. So I'm thinking I'm going to cheat a bit. Okay, so we've got some other choices for the top. Pink and green. It's very bright, but I quite like it. So we just going to staple that there, and then I'm going to find something to cover the staple. Right, and I'm going to snip that open so it flattens down. Ooh, cut some of it off. Okay. And then when we cover that up, it won't be too bulky. Okay, I've just found this bit of pink that I'm going to cover up the title of the plant. And the reason why I kept it was to give the tag extra length, but I knew I probably wouldn't want the actual title or the writing, but it's easy enough to cover it up later. Nothing appears to be inked so far on this one, so we'll just leave it as not inked. Okay, and then a word, got beautiful, and so something else thin. Okay, I think this will work, and it's all quite thin. So just some of this fabric glue to get some more. It's running out. Okay, and then the beautiful and the little butterfly. And I think that will just, you won't be able to see because it'll be tucked in, but when you pull it out, at least it will match the tuck spot. Oh, need something at the top. Okay, so we might use maybe some of the same lace. Just cut the frill off then. Okay, so there we go. It's just a bit fiddly, but we've done it. We've now got another page done. Beautiful. Took a while. Got to make big tags though for this journal because the pages are huge. Okay, I think we've done all we can do today. I'll have to come back to this front cover again. It still hasn't been decided upon. All I did was I changed to the real cabinet card. A friend of Lotta, Marie Tempest, she was also an actress in the same time period, so we'll assume they were friends. I finished off this page by adding her dream partner, and they flew off. They grew butterfly wings and they flew off into the sunset in her dream, so she's very happy dreaming away, and so the two pages match quite nicely. And this one we added lace to the background and to this, so like what do you call it, it's just net curtaining, so this net curtaining to both sides and a belly band kind of situation. Well, no, a side tuck really. I couldn't make it a belly band because it would have either cut across here or cut across there, so I didn't want to do that, so we're having it as a side tuck. And I just didn't want her at the front because she's a bit too miserable looking. So she's hiding in the back, and we just added the same flowers, a bit of background to match up those pages, and then I just glue sticked this down, which is just easy and pretty. Fixes up a page that you don't need to do too much to it. That was already done, and then we did this page, more glue stick onto card, and made a tag, just a very simple tag. I could put a sticker or something over that to hide the staple because I don't like staples, but I think that matches quite nicely. Those were already done. That one was already done. We did those a while ago. We got quite a few done today, 3 or 4 pages, so I think that's coming along quite nicely. I love this. It's just so simple and easy to do. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being with me. Like a comment in the description box below to be entered into the mystery box giveaway for February. Check out our collage, Can You Say Napkins videos. I've got a few of those. Check out our collage videos, hashtag 2022 collage challenge Feb, and of course the March one's coming up. And also check out the Doodle challenge, hashtag 2022 Doodle challenge. At the moment, March 16th, the Doodle challenge Ma will come out. So lots of things to look for if you haven't already seen them. And of course I've got all of the videos for the making of this journal and the previous pages that we've made in the playlist for Lotta. So plenty to look up. I'm slowly getting through it. I'm not very fast, but yeah, every now and then I do a concerted effort. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.